Good afternoon, evening, whatever it is, where you is. Welcome to 4K4U, your premier show for all news, rumors, and in this case, issues. Because it seems to be that's going to be the main topic of the day, is it not, Greg? Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me back here. Yes, I'm glad to be here with you and all this beautiful chat here. And yes, it looks like we're having some issues with some new physical media releases. It's getting be crying kind of wild lately.
A little bit. We'll review some of the ones we've had in the past, along with some new ones that have come to our attention. But first and foremost, we got to say hello to the people in the chat. Valliant might be here. He might show up in the chat. He's doing some manly work. Oh. You know, he's clearing some land. He's
more power.
He's got a toy. Yeah, he's out there playing with. So he might pop in here. If not, we'll see him next time. But yes, welcome, coffee lover, Entertainment Wizard, and I got to thank Entertainment Wizard right up front for bringing one of our main topics to the table this morning or this afternoon, and we'll get to that shortly here. We got Davina Duckworth in the house. We got Kenneth LaRock, Morgan King, D-Bud Martin's throwing that wrench around. Casperius is here. Just another red shirt's here. I seen Runner in the chat. Southern Viking, Dr. Dragon. Welcome everybody. Me Nye Dragon 5. Is that what Many Dragon? Maybe. Hamdinger is here, and so am I. That is right, Hamdinger. And we also have Duck Nation and so many more. Thank you for being here, guys. I see Zontar, Sander Hammerslag, SXHBK, Ezilla, LQ3, Channel Surf, Dawn of Mutilation. That's a cool name.
I like
Hitchhiker 42 in Cosmic's World. Dawn of Mutilation. That sounds like a Megadeth album.
Yeah. Dawn of Mutilation.
It is a dawn. Yeah. The mutilation. It's the end. The end, my friend.
You're going down.
We could write that for him.
There you go.
But yeah, so let's kick this off. There's not a whole lot of news and rumors this week, is there, Greg?
No, not too much, but I got a few for you guys. If you
let's get rolling.
Get some stuff. I do have a rumor to start off with from the MVD Rewind collection. It says here, looks like there are some 4K Ultra ADs in the pipeline over at MVD. 2 80s classics that are completely new to the MVD Rewind collection. More information to be announced. So that's the biggest MVD rumor at the moment.
And this is something I think we actually broke a couple of weeks ago that they were working on.
Yes.
At least one, but now we're hearing 2. So
yes, now we're hearing possibly 2.
Curious what those could be, but we'll have to wait and see. Yes. Other than that, what else we got?
And also coming from MVD, this is an actual title on Blu-ray, coming January 24th. Men at Work with Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez coming to Blu-ray. Right. Yes. So
Tiger Blood.
Yeah, that Tiger Blood. I'm winning, Emilio. That's
I've not seen Men at Work since probably late 80s, early 90s whenever it came out.
It's been forever. I don't even know how long ago I've seen it. Yeah, it's been a while. But that'd be nice to add to the collection. It's been a long time. It could be a good watch again. You never know. Yeah. And we have an update on the 4K scan of The Hitcher from Second Sight Films. They said they're very excited to have initial grading session with director Robert Harmon next week, which should be actually this week. They will spend several months on the 4K restoration, which is scheduled for completion by the end of February. So
there you go.
The Hitcher, that's great 80s horror flick.
It's kind of nice that we got that because that does confirm it's coming as we reported. But it also kind of gives our audience kind of an idea of how long it takes to put together some of these releases. And actually we've got some things in store for you guys. I can't get into it too much, but let's just say we may have something in the semi near future or sometime in the future here that'll kind of show you guys how these all come together. Let's say I can't get too deep into it right now because I can't give any spoilers away or give away possibly who would be participating in this yet. But let's just say there may be a boutique company that we've been just talking to that are going to try and possibly help us see what the process is like for this. And I can tell you right now, at least this much, sometimes there's no real window on these things. Depending on the company, like they may take years sometimes to put these together. Recently, we
Yep.
saw this with, what was it, Martin?
Yes, and speaking of which, I did actually have an update. Speaking of Martin,
Well, let's get into that. There we go.
yes, let me find that real quick because I was gonna bring that up, but I forgot about it actually after the Hitcher. I'm glad you brought it up. Let me find it here.
Yeah, because that was supposed to have an unrated version and the theatrical cut, right? If I'm not
right.
mistaken.
And so, who, if I can find it here, if I can remember correctly, who's doing was it Studio Canal? I believe is doing Martin. The 4K restoration.
I think in tandem with some other company, but yeah.
Yes, they found the unrated director's cut of Martin, and they had what?
But did they get the rights to it yet?
Yes, that's the thing. No, they did not get the rights because they were going to work with whoever owns it. It's apparently the people that own like the George A. Romero stuff. Some of the people that work on it, they're not very easy to deal with. So they had some troubles and they did not get the unrated cut. So they went back to doing their 4K restoration of the theatrical cut. And here it is in my notes. The final authoring stages pre-Christmas release date will be announced soon for Martin from Second Sight Films, not Studio Canal, Second Sight Films. So yeah, the pre-Christmas release date.
Yeah, somebody else was involved, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's Second Sight, yeah.
Second Sight, yeah. They tried to get the unrated director's cut from whoever. It's like it has something to do with like the whole like going all the way back to Night of the Living Dead stuff. How the rights to some of the George R. R. Martin's movies are, or whatever.
Well, and I think it was partially about how sometimes he would get funding for some of these movies and who would own the rights to them in the end.
Exactly.
That was an issue with Dawn of the Dead too, if I remember right.
Because like I think was it Dario Argento? Possibly it's one of the Italian horror people owns half the rights.
Well, he does, I think, too, but it was somebody else who actually owns the rights that they were. And Second Sight, I think, is the one who dealt with them too on the last one of that one. So there you go.
Yeah,
maybe it's the same fucking guy.
It could
very well be.
It could be very well. Like I said, I think it's technically what I've heard is it's this one guy, and apparently he's notoriously hard to negotiate George A. Romero stuff with. So like, it's weird, but yeah, they did not get the unrated director's cut. I don't know if we'll ever actually see it. I'm sure they'll shop it around to somebody, but as of now, Second Sight Films is releasing their version.
Well, if this is the same guy, I can tell you what this guy's doing. He's letting them do the theatrical cut now, and then down the road he'll do the extended cut, because he did the same thing with Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, he's probably going to double dip.
Held out forever for a Blu-ray. Finally got the Blu-ray. Held out forever for the 4K, even though he had and 3D, even though he has a 3D version of it done. He's now finally releasing the 3D version in theaters in certain places, like a very limited run. So we'll see. Like, he kind of missed the boat on the 3D version of that, by the way. But hey,
yeah,
whatever. Dawn of mutilation.
You're going down.
Manslaughter.
You're next, sucker.
I don't suppose you've seen the newer Beavis and Buttheads at all.
No, I have not got a chance to watch them yet, but I've heard they're really, really good.
Yeah, there was one where they're like they're during jury duty, and the guy's charged with manslaughter or whatever. And Beavis just keeps going, manslaughter.
I gotta get into watching them. I need to find time, man.
Well, what's hilarious is did you see the new movie yet?
Yes, I watched the movie.
Okay, awesome. So you know, in Do the Universe, they have this idea that there's multiverses of Beavis and Butthead, right? Mm-hmm. Well, so for a few episodes this season, the smart Beavis and Butthead like to check in with the Beavis and Butthead in the universe where they never left, so they're old now.
Oh yeah.
So there's been about 3 or 4 episodes where we get old Beavis and Butthead, which is hilarious.
That's awesome. I got to get into watching that. I got to get back onto that.
But before we get back into the rumors and news here, Andrew had a disagreement with a friend or a fella here. He says 35 millimeter is approximately 6K, which it is. Yes. Yeah. They found that between 4 and 6K happens to cover pretty much the resolution they need. They have done some scans in a little bit higher resolution, but generally that's just so when they bring it down to 4K, they don't lose any resolution for that matter. But
yes,
6K seems to be the norm anymore. They'll scan it in 6K, and then they'll shrink it down. One that I know, they did Wizard of Oz in 8K.
Yeah, I heard that.
I didn't see any real huge improvement with that, I guess, but I mean, it's an older film, so I guess I'd have to see something like maybe that's like maybe if it was like 70 millimeter, you could make an argument that, you might want to use a little bit more resolution, but at that point, the human eye cannot discern any more than that.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
especially without a huge fucking screen.
Yeah.
So,
So I really don't think there it's going to be like a 6K or 8K disc coming down the line or anything. But yeah, I totally get.
No, I only see that being a thing in maybe gaming and because 6K and 8K monitors are never going to become the norm.
Yeah, they're never going to become a thing. But he is correct on 35 millimeter and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, this was another beer. I think I'm an alcoholic, but for beer.
I love it.
They might actually release that on disc because Paramount's been pretty good at releasing a lot of their originals and stuff onto disc.
Yes.
So that
they've also been having lots of problems, which we'll get to.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. That's a good point. But moving on with the news and rumors, what do you got for us other
if you're looking to get some more surprise Shout Factory exclusive titles only to the website, I think these are a pair of Roger Corman's. The Warrior and the Sorceress, starring David Carradine, is available now with a new 2K scan and a poster while supplies last. And the Hot Box from a new 2K scan of the best original film element they could find are available right now on Shout Factory's website, exclusive to them only. Much like Space Truckers and Watchers 2 and all that, that came out not too long ago. So if you're looking for those. And then coming November 22nd from Kino Lorber, Night Gallery Season 3, a Blu-ray from the 2K scan of the original Inner Positives. So that's pretty cool. And also coming from Kino Lorber, a brand new HD master from the 4K scan of the original camera negative, The Hunter, starring Steve McQueen. So that looks to be cool. I've never seen that one. And then
I'm not sure I know that one.
Yeah, I don't know it, but it's coming. Steve McQueen was a badass, so. I know we've talked a little bit about Mystery Men on here a little bit, but we do know that it is coming November 22nd on 4K from Kino Lorber with a brand new Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the original camera negative on a triple layered UHD 100 disc. Now, that was where Valliant was here, so he could explain that one a little bit. So,
they've got triple layer discs now.
Yeah, so. That's crazy though. But if you're looking forward to Mystery Men, we did bring that up before, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say
we just now have the info on it.
Yeah, we just have some. Yeah. Even though it's not even out in theaters yet. Halloween Ends looks to be coming on 4K in December 27th, possibly.
Yeah, so, that one's a bit weird, but we'll see. Yeah, I heard that might get pushed back, but we'll see on that.
On the release date?
Yeah. But I'm almost surprised they didn't just try and release it at the same time. It's on
Peacock.
Peacock in theaters, because, it would make more sense. But whatever, that's their call.
It's weird. I don't know, man. I'm weary of this last movie. I'm really weary of it. We'll see how it plays.
We'll have to see, yeah.
Yeah. And then 48 Hours and another 48 Hours from Paramount coming to 4K.
Now they're doing a 2-pack, which...
Yeah, 2-pack.
Are you going to order it in a 2-pack, or are you going to order them separately?
I'll probably order the 2-pack. That way I can just get it all at one swoop. And because they both come out on December 6th. Both of them.
Yeah. Here's my thing is I don't like when they double them up like that. Even if I have to pay a little bit extra...
Right.
I think I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I may get the two separate, but I don't know. We'll see. Like whatever, like you said, we'll see what the prices are. But I may just get the double packaging.
I ordered them separately, but I have a feeling they'll go down in price and they'll be comparable to whatever the set is. It may be $5 more or something, but who cares?
Yeah, I get you. Sometimes I don't mind the double things, but other times I like to have them separate. It just depends on the title, I guess. And speaking of a double feature, another 4K release of Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 from Lionsgate on 4K,
which I
in a
think they've
double
already
set.
done a dual set once already. So
They
this is
did.
more or less a reissue, I would say.
It's just another reissue, which will be out
Yeah.
November 1st. So
Just in time for Army of Darkness.
just in time. It's almost like they're trying to capitalize off of it. I think that's it. Honestly, I think that's about all I got for releases. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Yep.
All right. Well, Jack
No
White
more.
says, did you guys see the video from Clownfish TV where they talked about investors calling out Disney and telling them to stay out of politics? No, I didn't, Jack. But that's definitely something we may get into tomorrow on Midnight's Edge After Dark. So check back for that. I did not know that. And then we also, no, that was the only one we had. So there we go. Let's talk about the main topics of the day.
Let's get to it.
Because that was it, right? There's no more news.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing. I mean, Vinegar Syndrome is announcing this Friday their title, so that's it. That's the only other type of release we got.
Indeed. So, first and foremost, let's talk about Paramount here a little bit. We've got two issues with Paramount. Last week, Friday the 13th came out, and there was a lot of people who were upset about the film being too dark, which that I'm going to put up to the individual. You can mess with your settings on your screen, and you can improve that. That's one thing or the other. But one thing we can't do anything about is that they're missing a transition between the title and the freeze frame in the beginning of the film. It does not flash to white like it's supposed to.
Interesting.
So now I did mention this to Bill Hunt, and he's going to come up in again here in the show, but he does not expect Paramount to do anything about
it. I bet they wouldn't. So yeah, it's interesting though, because I have been debating on whether or not I should get it or not, because I do have the big box set, much like you do, and I'm pretty content with that. And I don't think I'd have a problem with the darkness, as some people talk about. Like it all depends on your TV settings. You set your TV right, I don't think you really have to worry about the darkness. But that's kind of interesting. They removed that little white flash after she kills those two counselors in the beginning there. That's I don't even know how you could even miss that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I don't see that being.
Yeah, well, it's a process, and I think a lot of times we got to remember that these things go through several stages. When they say they're remastering these things, they're like rebuilding the movies basically from scratch in a digital domain. Not technically from scratch, but in some cases there's bits and pieces I'm sure they got to fill in here and there, and clearly somebody missed this one, or you know what? I'm gonna chalk it up to the upside that they went to a near to the original negative for this one, because that means they probably did the freeze frame themselves in camera or in the computer and just forgot to do the flash.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, and that's fine by me to a point. But if they're gonna fix it, that'd be great. I don't think they will. It kind of sucks. It should be there, but it's so minimal of a problem that I don't see them doing anything about it.
Yeah, I couldn't see them fixing it. I mean, they're already moving on to the next, probably 2 and 3 is getting 4K, so they probably won't. It won't even cross their mind, honestly.
Right.
Right.
But so if you had that, DJ Ronnie's gonna flash us.
I'll flash.
That depends on what state you're in. It might be legal. I don't know. Speaking of Bill Hunt, though, he also noticed something about the upcoming Paramount release of War of the Worlds. Says we got in our hands on Paramount's 4K release, and unfortunately there's a problem with the color grade. As it happens, it's exactly the same problem apparent in their current 4K digital version, which I also have, and also appeared on the imprint Blu-ray release earlier in 2020. The opening shot of Mars are the wrong color. Specifically, the whole planet is blue. Here's a projection screen photo of the 4K. As you guys can see here on screen. But Mars, as many of you know, as science nerds, is supposed to look like this.
Yes.
And then just to verify, he went back and got an image from the 2005 DVD. Even though it's obviously lower resolution, you can clearly see a big difference.
Yes.
And then here's the Criterion Cut release as well, which is from the same 4K scan, but it appears that the color timing is wrong on this as well. Now, is this something that they're going to fix at Paramount? Again, I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it. And I did reach out to people who had the VHS to see if anybody had the VHS. And it looks like nobody had the VHS, so I couldn't confirm it either way.
Yeah.
Anybody I knew, anyways, that had the VHS. Which is crazy because it's a very popular movie, and some you would think some of those VHS collectors would, but you never know.
Yeah. So there's that problem. So if you pre-ordered that, keep that in mind. It does appear to be only affecting this first shot of the film. From what Bill was saying here, it doesn't seem to affect the rest of the film. It doesn't seem to be out of the color doesn't seem to be wrong on, but do keep that in mind, of course, as well, if you plan on ordering it. The other thing that come to my attention was that there may be, and I don't know if this is true, I have to check this out myself, maybe an audio issue with Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, which may or may not come up later on your physical media show.
Ooh, interesting.
Because, yeah, spoilers, I did watch it. I do have the disc.
Nice.
And I did notice that a lot of the voices are coming out of multiple speakers, but it didn't seem as out of place as the problem we recently had with Escape from New York.
Right.
So I just chalked it up as that was like the initial, they were just kind of emulating more of the original stereo soundtrack with the 7.1 mix. That was my guess. I do have the older Blu-ray. I'm going to have to check with that because this release does come with the old Blu-ray. I think that's just a 5.1 mix on there. So it's a completely different mix though. So I don't know how that's going to come out. And some of those mixes, they didn't do true to what the original stereo mixes were.
Yeah.
I've famously complained about a few of them, even though I generally tend to like a 5.1 or multi-channel mix over the original mix. If I have that option. There's just a few random cases where they just did a really poor job of emulating that original mix in the 5.1 field or beyond whatever channels they have.
It does seem like sometimes the sound gets left on the curb there.
Yeah, well, my go-to example is always, well, MGM was most famously known for doing some really bad
Tell me about that.
And Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is my prime example. And if you happen to have the Shout Factory disc, you can actually hear the difference for once because they didn't have the original mix on all the earlier releases. But in the scene specifically that points out exactly what I'm talking about, when they're proposing to the princesses, in the original stereo mix, Bill and Ted are both separated from the left and right channels. Like Bill's on the left, so his voice is coming out of the left. Ted's voice is coming out of the right, while the rest of the music is coming full through all the other channels. In the remix, they got the voices all coming out of the center.
Oh man!
So the whole joke is kind of missed through the whole scene because the way the scene pans through the audio field, it really adds to the joke, right? In the version as you watch it with, where it's all just kind of flat, it doesn't work as well. I mean, I'm sure most people are not going to notice something stupid like that, but to me, it stuck out like a sore fucking thumb because that was something I was always used to from the original release, and I'm like, wait a minute here.
And it did, it's not playing. So I wonder if that'll be fixed on the 4K coming.
I think they have the original 2-channel mix on. Well, the Accidental Adventure, I think they had the 2-channel mix on there too. But 5.1 wasn't so bad for that mix. Right. I didn't notice any strange anomalies with that one, like I did Bogus Journey. But in Bogus Journey, they did a lot more of the separation of having one or the other on the left or right channel, as opposed.
Yeah, that's right. You was talking Bogus Journey. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
I was thinking I was just thinking.
I would love to get a 4K of Bogus Journey because if anything, Bogus Journey cries out for one more than the first film does.
I think that one would really pop too, because like when they're in hell with all the red and the colors and all that, that would be interesting to see in 4K. And the black and all that, just like the blue, that just screams 4K. Come on, Shout Factory, get on that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Michael Beacom says, shopping for a 4K TV and getting frustrated by the fight of OLED versus QLED, reviewers all basically end up saying it depends, but no one answer is best. Now, I've heard both arguments on both sides. I would go with whatever your budget fits best with, because when it comes to the 4K, when you get to that point, unless you're talking a huge screen TV or price is no problem, then you might as well just go with the cheaper option, because you're going to get just as decent of a presentation out of it. May not be, to 11 like the other would be, but and just go by, look at them in the store, whatever you think looks better for you, because there's so many different
whatever your eyes can
and,
handle.
Yeah, and if ask them if you can get the remote and play with them a little bit, maybe.
She said, "Play with them."
And this may be true. I don't know about OLED getting burn in. I haven't heard about that, so I can't comment. This is actually what sucks. Is this a better question for Valliant? And he's not here today.
Yeah,
Michael. So what I'm going to do, in case he doesn't pop in before we're done, is I'm going to screenshot this and whoops, my stupid alarm thing went off. And when on the next program, if he's here, if not, if he doesn't show up today, I mean, we'll ask him this, because he is more into that kind of field of things.
True. So, but yeah, I'm like, whatever your eyes can handle, just if you can go to a store that has them playing, just look at each one and figure it out, and maybe ask a couple questions to the guy and see what makes you feel comfortable with that.
Yeah, and if all the bigger you can go is 65-inch, there's no sense in spending a bunch of money on the more expensive option. So there you go. Yeah, and Channel Surf says, yeah, it does, but not as bad as earlier OLEDs. So yeah, that one's the one that's more like plasma, right? So like, I like the look of plasma, but like you have problems with that shit. If you play a lot of games,
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it always had that burn-in problem with the plasma TVs and stuff. So,
but yeah, unless you're somebody who watches a lot of CNN or plays games, then I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, I just mean by CNN, it doesn't. I mean like something that's going to be static on the screen a lot.
Do people even still watch CNN?
I doubt it, but I just mean because they have those rollers at the bottom and all that shit all the time. And my mom had a TV where after a while you could start seeing like the little emblem
ticker on the
channel.
Bottom.
Well, she had one channel she would always watch. You could start to see the emblem on the bottom.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, later plasmas were actually pretty good, Davina. I got a later plasma that'll probably take a shit before it ever has a burning problem. But because they only have a limited lifespan in them, that's what sucks.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Other than that,
you want to get into the Best Buy thing?
Yeah, this is something that really pissed me off.
Because as you know, because I did see some people in there, Reservoir Dogs is coming to 4K, and we did get a steelbook, and you can pre-order it on Best Buy. However,
can you?
Tom, take it away.
That's the question I have. No, as far as I know, nobody has been able to fucking pre-order this bastard yet, and they all keep saying it's out of stock. It's been sold out, but yet it's still up on the site. It's even in their recommendations and all that kind of shit. So, still out. You can still click on it for pre-order, but I'm going to try it again here off screen, and I'm going to try it because I've tried it 20 times today.
Good Lord.
No matter which way I've done, I've talked to somebody, I've gotten conversations from other people. No, it keeps doing it. Okay, so somebody said that somebody told them that they accidentally put it up early and it's not supposed to be up yet. I think that's the answer. Because if you go check Amazon, they have the standard version, but they don't have a thing up yet for pre-order. They just have a page, a drop page for it, or whatever you call it. Landing page.
That's coming or something.
Well, they got a landing page ready for it when it's ready to go up.
Gotcha. See, this is why I don't like to pre-order from Best Buy anymore, because not that like with those exclusive steelbooks and stuff, it just seems like everybody rushes and gets them so quick. And then there's also those people that try to buy 3 or 4 at a time and then try to resell them for hundreds of price. So it gets kind of hard to pre-order on their website anymore.
Well, Slacker says he didn't have an issue. Okay, so I'm going to try this again. I'm going to sign out of my Best Buy.
Ooh, interesting.
Let's see here. Menu. How do I sign out? Oh, here we go. Never mind. I think I got it. Because I wasn't the only one having this problem. There was a lot of people having this problem, I noticed. And I even put up a tweet asking anybody who was able to get it to go through. You're the first person to tell me that you were able to get it to go through. So that's a first. How do I log out? Jesus Christ.
Do you get to get to like the 3 or 4 things?
I got it.
You got it. All right.
It was just a little. They had it hidden right up in the corner. It was like, okay. Now I'm gonna sign in again. Try it again. And then we'll try to order it again. Nope, still does the same thing to me. So I don't know. How the hell are you able to do that, Slark?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Try using your phone. Okay. I will try using my phone. That's a good question. That's a good option. I never even tried it once.
Maybe it's something on there like
on the website itself, yeah.
Yeah. On the actual website through their computer or whatever.
Could be. I don't have the app either, so we'll see if I have to go through the regular thing too, so it might not work for me on that way either. We'll find out here. But other than that, that was the only other news we had for today, so I didn't know if there was much else to really cover, actually.
No, not really. It's been slow. Like we said, we've been getting all the great releases that we've talked about are coming out this month, next month in November, and then it won't be till with the quarter. I can't remember that you said that's coming out.
No, it's still doing the same thing to me here.
Oh, I wonder why. That's crazy.
I'll try downloading the app too and see if that does it. But yeah, that's weird. Why am I having that issue but nobody else is? Or at least that guy isn't, but then other people are. And you got it too, Cyber Soldier? What the hell?
That's weird.
Why are other people able to do it, but I can't? All right, Best Buy does hate me. Fuck Best Buy.
Exactly. Fuck Best Buy and fuck Runner's Best Buy.
Fuck Runner's Best Buy too.
Fuck your Best Buy. Fuck your Best Buy. Fuck your Best Buy. Fuck your Best Buy. Fuck your Best Buy.
That's for Runner.
It's a joke on the Physical Media Show for anybody that does not watch.
Speaking of, yeah, why don't you go ahead and plug that while we head on out the door here?
Yes. Tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That would be, I think, 8:30 your time, Tom? Or is that 6:30 your? No, it's 8:30 your time.
8:30.
Right, Central. Yeah, 8:30 your time. I don't know all the time frames, but yes, tonight was the Physical Media Show on my channel with Tom and Runner, where we will talk a little bit about a couple news stuff, and we might rerun some of the stuff we talked about here, but mostly we showcase what we watched for the week. We show off some of our physical media and just generally talk about it. And on occasion, we tend to veer off from the actual thing we show and talk about, but we always have a good time. And I hope to see anybody in this chat there tonight. It's a good time all around, and we have fun. 9:30 Eastern Time tonight on FanZcene Vids.
Yep. And the link is in the description. If not, I'm sure that it's being shared in the chat.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
With that, what do you say? Oh, we got Raging Rhino. How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
How's it going? Clear my cache on both though. I don't understand why it wouldn't work on both though. True. All right. Well, we'll see what we can figure out here.
It's just weird.
I'll keep messing with it, like Cyber Soldier says here. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So keep trying, Tom, and excuse me, and we'll see what you guys. We'll see if you can do it tonight. Maybe tonight you'll get, when we talk about it, you'll say, "Hey, I got it." If not, who knows?
I'll let you know for sure.
Yeah.
And then we are dropping a video right now over on the main channel in just a few minutes here, a couple minutes, I think.
Nice.
So there's the link for that. If not, it should hopefully pop up in your alerts. But thank you so much, guys, for being here tonight. We appreciate it. And we'll catch you later on Physical Media.
Peace.